The Virginia Beach housing market is shifting. Inventory is increasing, prices are all over the place, and inventory is staying on the market a lot longer. So is this finally the opportunity for buyers to get an edge in the market, or are sellers still holding all the power in Virginia Beach? Let's break it down. Let's get into the Virginia Beach key trends, numbers, and statistics to help you make a decision in the future on whether it's a great time for you to buy or sell in Virginia Beach. So market overview is balanced but still competitive. Well, there was an active listing between 900 and 1,500 homes, which is an increase of 23% year over year, but still down 13.4% post pre-pandemic numbers. Virginia Beach is hyper location, so it's very there's various locations in Virginia Beach, but it's anywhere between $368,000 to $459,000 for home prices according to various sources. Also, the days on the market varies between 22 to 28 days, which is up a little bit, about 7 days compared to 18 to 20 days from last year. So what that means for buyers is they have more options and a little bit more time to decide on what home they want. They don't have to rush day one and put an offer in without actually considering all the information on the home with FOMO, or fear of missing out. So they're helping put in offers. And also, if you're going to be selling, you got to be a little bit more strategic on how to properly price your home, prepare your home for selling, and all that as far as condition. So like I said, more choices for buyers. That's what it is for buyers. Because when there's more inventory, there's more options. You might be able to get closing cost assistance or other concessions, a home warranty. Then you can negotiate repairs. Also, you might be able to get the price at value, not at a competitive price or overbidding. For sellers, it means you're going to have to actually put a little bit more consideration into the actual pricing of your home, the condition of your home, and the location of your home, which are the three factors. One, I always say you can't do anything about is location. So the way you condition your home to sell and the way you price your home to sell depend on how competitive it is in a market where inventory is increasing. Home prices have steadily increased in Virginia Beach year over year throughout the course of the last 10, 12 years. However, it's starting to become more balanced as inventory increases. Now, depending on your source, which I pulled a few sources here, it's a mixed bag. For instance, everyone's favorite, Zillow, has home prices up 1.7% at $418,000 year over year. But Realtor.com has prices down 1.7% year over year at $425K. Redfin, 395, down 3.7%, and Mr. Williamsburg has it at 368,000, up 3.4% year over year. Like I said, various sources pull for various data, and they may be looking at certain pockets of Virginia Beach instead of the whole picture, depending on which source you pull from. It's a safe bet to say that the prices based off of this information, it's pretty much balanced, a slight increase if you want to go that route year over year. Days on the market is going to determine some patience from sellers, but not that much. Virginia Beach is still pretty good, still sub 30 days. There's markets out there out in Hampton Roads that's in excess of 45 days, right? So Virginia Beach is one of the ones that's pretty much on the low end. So like I said, compared to last year, it's up about 7 days, which gives buyers more time to do home inspections, not have the FOMO, fear of missing out, putting an offer in on a property day one without going through the inspection cycle, waiving inspections, paying over price, appraisal gap contingency, saying, hey, if the house doesn't appraise for this much, I'll put up the cash to pay the difference. Sellers should prepare for a longer sales cycle, and if there's more inventory, you actually got to make sure your house is competitively priced, because you can't do anything about the location, or you need to make sure the condition is in comparison with the other homes in the market. If you still want to try to generate bidding wars, the best way to do that is to price it at market or slightly below market to drive buyer interest and actually have them compete for your home. The buyer demand is still strong. It is still strong across the whole country. It's still strong here in Virginia Beach. The thing that is putting buyers to pause is, of course, the interest rates, affordability. Virginia Beach tends to be one of the higher price points in the Hampton Roads area, so it's still pretty pricey. And when you start getting over that $400K at 6.5% interest, we're talking about a pretty substantial mortgage, almost $3,000, something like that. But it's still competitive. Instead of getting instead of getting 6 offers, we're now getting around an average of 4 offers per home if it's priced right and in great condition. 68% of the buyers stay local. Even though we have a strong military presence, most of the people retire here and they stay here, so they're looking for that forever home or that move-up home, or even that downsizing home as their kids go off to college, join the military, and go off other places. So a lot of people stay local because there's a lot of jobs here post-military career. And so there's premium properties, desirable neighborhoods still have multiple offers. If you're in the great school zones out here in Virginia Beach, then your home is probably going to sell faster for more amount of money regardless of the condition. However, if there's multiple homes in that same area, then your condition is going to come into play and your price is going to come into play. For buyers, I would say if you really want a home in Virginia Beach, you should look for those homes. If you have the cash, look for those homes that have been on the market a little bit in excess of the average days on market. Those sellers tend to be wanting to offer concessions like closing cost assistance, negotiate other home repairs, offer home warranty. Sellers, that is the stuff you should do if your home has been on the market in excess of the average days on market. Offer closing cost assistance, negotiate repairs. A lot of things that have stopped keeping homes on the market for a very long time are these HOA and POA fees. They're in excess of $300-400 a month, and buyers just can't see themselves paying that, or it takes them out of the ability to afford the monthly payments. What I see a lot of sellers do to get their home sold is offer 1 year upfront of HOA fees paid at closing, or POA fees paid at closing, to help make their property stand out in a competitive market if there's more inventory on the market. So you can offer closing cost assistance, home repairs, home warranties, and even help pay up some of those HOA fees up front. Of course, mortgage rates, right? We don't know what they're going to do. No one knows. No one's gotten it right. We don't know what Jerome Powell's going to do with the Fed. We don't know what Trump's going to do with this big, beautiful bill. Don't focus on the interest rates. Focus on affordability and what you can afford. If a house was $1 million and you can afford it every month at 1% interest, you would buy it, so the price doesn't matter, right? But if a house is $400,000 and you can afford it at 6.5% interest, it doesn't matter if the interest rate is. What matters is your monthly payment, right? So focus on that. Budget for insurance, property taxes, maintenance, house bills, gas, electric, and water, and in proximity to your jobs. Focus on those things to come up with a budget that works for you, and then focus on the house prices. And once you got the house prices, now we focus on a location where you can afford that house, and that house, your price range, and meets 6 out of the 10 things you want on your must-have list. Get the home at a higher interest rate. When interest rates drop, buyer frenzy is going to go crazy, and then the house prices are going to get higher as competition grows and bidding wars start. So you should do the smart thing and already have your home. And when the interest rates drop, all you have to do is refinance into a lower interest rate. Sit back, drink your lemonade, and watch everyone else in the neighborhood compete for those homes and pay overprice. Sellers, you need to price competitively, right? Like I said, location, price point, condition. If you can't do anything about the location, you need to look at other homes in the market and see and determine their condition compared to yours. That will help you decide if you need to upgrade your home or if you need to price below those homes that have better modifications, upgrades than you. All right, you cannot go on the market optimistically pricing your home at the same price as the other homes that's in better condition and slightly better location. Maybe they have a corner lot with more space, or their house is properly positioned somewhere else in the neighborhood that gives them more space on both sides of the home. Who knows, right? But all I'm saying is, if your house is not as updated as another home, you can't expect to price your house at the same price as them. Buyers do not have a lot of money to go into these homes and start doing modification and upgrades after they just put all their income into buying a home, all their savings into buying a home. So most sellers want something that's move-in ready or doesn't require much to get it ready. So if your home requires a lot to get it ready, either get it ready or price it appropriately in order to get it sold and get more eyes onto your home, right? Marketing is extremely important. Getting more eyes on your property, whether that's through Facebook ads, Google Click. Open houses are really great this time because a lot of buyers do not want to sign those buyer agent broker agreements right up front, and so they're just shopping on their own via open houses. So do as many open houses as possible to drive as much traffic into your home to pique buyers' interest and maybe get someone to drop an offer on your home or multiple offers on your home. Timing is right. We're entering the third and fourth quarter. What that means is most people that are going to move have moved already. All right. They like to move because it's PCS season for military, and or people like to have their kids in the new school zone prior to school starting. But that doesn't mean that you don't have opportunity to sell your home in the fall or the winter, because we're not a huge military population and people move all year round, right? and opportunities and jobs come up for everyone else where they have to leave or move. So you still may have to put your home on the market. Just understand it might be a little higher days on market. You have to price it correctly and market it correctly. If this is something that you see that feel that you may need help with, please feel free to reach out to me. I can help you using these numbers and other information to determine if now is the best time for you to buy a home in Hampton Roads or sell your home in Hampton Roads. If you're PCSing into the area, I have great experience with helping people buy homes sight unseen, and I also help them make the great decision before they get here to get them into their home. But if that's something you need help with, please reach out to me. My information in the description below or somewhere on this screen, and I can help get that taken care of for you and see what's the best option for you and your family. We're going to break it down by neighborhoods, especially if you're already a homeowner in Virginia Beach. This is some great information to have. Looking at the luxury market, what I consider luxury market is along the coast of Virginia Beach, close to that area. The median home price is around $729,000, which is down year over year by 2.3%. There's a lot of buyer opportunities to negotiate closing cost assistance, repairs, HOA fees paid up front, or any other type of community fees paid up front, because these homes are sitting on the market up to 100 days. Remember I said before, I've seen some homes sit on the market as high as 45, but when you're over a certain price point, you have to expect your home to sit on the market a lot because of affordability. All right, so the higher the price, home is priced, generally the longer the days on market. The lower it's priced, linearly less days on market. So that's around the Oceanfront. Kempsville, days on market 20 to 24 days. About median home price $389,000. I used to own a home in Kempsville. I loved it over there. It's up 2.8% year over year for the price, so it's going up, increasing slowly but increasing. It's competitive for buyers, and there's a multiple offers are common because of the price point that's sub $400,000. When you're sub $400,000 at 6.5%, there's still some affordability in there for most military people moving in and out of the area. The school districts are really great too for the most part, and they drive demand there. Affordability and great school zones, you can't beat it. Sandbridge is a niche market, roughly 88 days on the market up there. Really, really high price point, up to $855,000. We're starting to get into the million. We're going to need combo loans and stuff like that. It's down 4.2% year over year. Buyer's market has significant negotiation room as home owners have those homes sitting on the market in almost 100 days. Rental income potential remains strong if you decide to go that route, as far as maybe like Airbnbs and things like that, for that matter, vacation rentals. Like I said, for buyers, you have more choices. Inventory is up 23%. Being able to afford a home is still important. We already touched on that. Affordability. Determine what you can afford month to month. Don't worry so much about the interest rates. And then that'll decide on what area you can move in based off of the price points of the homes in that area for your budget. There's still negotiation opportunities. Like I said, great potential if you find a home that's not hitting the market day one and you're trying to jump in there and compete. Look for those homes that have been on the market in excess of 21 days. Those sellers generally, especially if the home is vacant, are willing to give you concessions. They'll give you some closing cost assistance, fix some things they normally wouldn't have fixed, or help pay for some fees or something, the association fees that they normally wouldn't have in order to get their home sold, because if it's vacant, they're paying a mortgage on a home that no one is in. Sellers, realistic pricing is crucial. The pandemic pricing and frenzy and fear of missing out with those low interest rates is pretty much gone for right now, and I don't know if it's coming back. So realistic and optimistic pricing is essential if you have to sell your home. If you're just tipping your toe in the water just to see if anything will bite, that's fine. You can do that route. But if you really need to sell your home, condition of the home and pricing the home is essential and very crucial. And also, you have to be flexible with negotiating. You can offer closing costs, pay some fees up front, or fix some things, or you can just get the house curb appeal ready. If you're going to sell your home in the winter or fall, I would take pictures now while the grass is green and the trees are green, so people have a realistic view of what the home will look like later on. Houses tend to look a little bit more subpar during the winter as the grass dies, the trees are bare, and just the skies are gray and hazy all the time. So take some photos now and use those if you're going to put your home on the market during the summer, during the winter, and the fall months. Final takeaways. The market is rebalancing, where it's becoming it's not a buyer's market yet, and it's not fully a seller's market. It's kind of balancing out to where even, which is great. It's a good thing for both sellers and buyers. It's more predictability in how much you should get for your home when you sell it and how much you should pay for a home when you buy it. As anything, strategy is important. Having a great agent or realtor to negotiate those terms and the conditions and help you market and sell the price, help you negotiate the best term to close on a deal and get you some concessions if you're buying a home. It should be goal-based decisions based off of timelines. If you're in the military, PCS timelines are extremely important. You need to know the average days on market And so the effective time when you should place your home on the market so you can get that home sold prior to leaving and moving to your next location. Nothing's worse than moving to a new location, still knowing you have to pay a mortgage on a home that hasn't sold yet, and have to find a home in another location. All right, so that's important. Another thing is knowing you have to move here by a certain date and time and don't have a place to stay because the military housing is on a wait list in the location you want to be in, and you have to go into a location that you don't really want to be in the school zone that you don't want to be in because the waiting list is too long for the other ones. So timelines are important whether you're buying or selling in Virginia Beach in the Hampton Roads area. Like I said, let's talk. I'm here to help. If this information helps you make a decision, but you still need more information based off of your specific situation or timelines, please reach out to me. If you like this in a PDF form, shoot me a text or shoot me a quick email and I can send it to you, and then we can schedule a calendar time where I can discuss what options are best for you. If you're a seller and you have to move out of the area, you have a low interest rate, renting your home and keeping it is a better option for you than selling it. I can also help you determine that too and find out what the rental market value is for your home. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. Peace. If you would like a PDF copy of this market report, please shoot me an email and I'll be sure to get it to you right away. If you're planning on making a move in the future, let's connect. I'll help you decide with today's market information what's best for you and your family going forward. But until then, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this information with other people that might be thinking about buying or selling a home in the Hampton Roads area, and especially Virginia Beach. Until then, have a blessed day.